lost its status. And I would argue that in losing its status, what has happened is that the class politics of teachers has become a vulgar politics of advancement, okay, through trade unionism. Now we need to pay attention to this decline in teacher status, because even though they're actually part of the top earning 10% in South Africa, let me just say that they've lost socially or status-wise what they were. So if 20 years ago they were at the top, now I'm going to argue that at the top you now have who's the black president, the chief director, assistant director, those people, and Patrice, and whoever, the business class, the ones that, you know, they profile in Sunday Times there. Then you have a second layer, which is what I call the new middle income. These are people like me. Researchers, academics, private school teachers, I put there, media practitioners, lawyers. These are people who are at that. So if I went and worked for a donor agency, I'd probably start off at 180,000. Okay? I would. Some are crap, but you could also start off well. I mean, I had an honors and I was offered 200,000. Now that's a 25. Okay, a teacher does not start there. Okay, so then under us, now we're the new upstarts. You know, we're coming in with the thing diversified. Then you've got the third level, and that's the traditional middle income, and that's where the black teachers find themselves. It could be a wrong argument, but I'm just saying I think that in their own eyes they think they're third, and I think they are somewhat third, because people like myself can shoot up faster than they can in terms of income. And so you've got teachers, nurses, policemen, and all kinds of other people at that traditional middle income. And then you've got at the lowest end the cashier, the gardener, the whatever, and the rest of it. And then obviously there's a fifth layer, which is the unemployed, which is our biggest layer actually. But I'm just talking about employment. Now, the thing about this new middle income, like myself and the chief directors, is that we earn far more than the old middle income at certain levels, okay, or relative speaking. And it's in this context that teachers are complaining about being poorly paid. Let me just give you how, okay, I had a whole ream of stuff from the Education Labour Relations Council about teacher salaries. Now they're not bad actually. For entry level, a teacher can get paid 115,000 and plus 37% for the company to add, you know, pensions and the rest of it or whatever. But if you're an experienced teacher, you might find yourself earning about 200,000 to about 280,000, depending. So you could be earning. So once you've done a lot of teaching, you find yourself not advancing. And so the Education Labour Relations Council found these things that I've observed. Anyway, the first is that teachers compare themselves to their peers in the education department. They do compare themselves to the assistant director, who probably got there because of a friend that doesn't have a matric. Okay, so I say if the assistant director is earning 180,000, why am I as a teacher with 10 years earning 200,000? I think what? Okay. The second thing is that teachers also compare themselves, or they also talk about promotion. They think it's hard to get promoted. The third thing is that they also complain about their living standards, and here I really sympathize. The rise in living costs and where they are as a middle class, as a black middle class in particular, is difficult to maintain. And now, if you understand that in that context, that people begin to play this politics of class advancement via the union. Because if you think about it, one of the things about teachers is that they're highly indebted. I mean, one of the failures of that scheme, that laptop scheme, apparently was that the teachers weren't creditworthy. And then, so I mean, and now if you think of a teacher, and then you think that they're also sending their child to the model school and the rest of it. So by the time they get to the end of the month, they really actually deal with nothing because they're trying to maintain middle class. Property values have gone up and the rest of it, you see. So we've got this problem. So then what happens is the union then becomes this place where they can protect teachers but also promote them through networks of political power. And I just want to draw attention to the fact that these networks of political power happen at the local level much more strongly. The teacher who is in SATU is also in the ANC branch, is also in COSATU, who then stands for the local councillor.